Today, week 13 I'm on now, week 13, 30 to 40 minutes aerobic cross training or run or strength and conditioning. The thing that's really been helping me throughout this marathon training is yoga, and that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to do maybe a 30-minute, 45-minute yoga session. I'm doing a 30-minute yoga session after pretty much every time I go running at the minute, and it's really, really helping. But I'm going to do find a slightly different one to do tonight. And I would just really, really suggest it to anybody training for a marathon is to mix it in with some yoga, because it's brilliant cross training. The sort of the boy in me thinks it's not training, and it's not it's not really doing the running that's doing all the physical effort that's needed for the marathon. But I can tell in my long runs how quick I recover. After yesterday's long run, I'm not saying I could go out for a run and kill it easy today, but I'm in a lot better shape than I certainly was when I done that first half marathon back in 2006 or whatever. So I couldn't walk basically for a couple of days after that. So definitely, if you can, mix a bit of yoga into your training. Really helps in my long runs, and just helps my flexibility and my general sort of strength. It's really beneficial to do. So that's my Monday. It's the morning. I'm just getting up and organising myself, and just trying to fit in the training right now is really tricky. Luckily today it's a 45-minute cross train, and I'm just going through my list of to-do stuff between work, whatever, and I think I've got a timesheet I need to hand in over at Hove, so I think I'm going to do a cycle over there, and then over to the park and do some calisthenics, and then cycle back, and I think I can just fit that in before everything else kicks off tonight. But yeah, just fitting in this training at the minute is really hard. In the back of my head I keep thinking next week I'm probably going to flip everything, and I'm just going to get up early regardless of how long they are, and just go out and do them first thing so they're done. Otherwise I can see them just being pushed back. In terms of like my body, both knees went out for a 5k run last night, easy, and then a little bit of sort of pace, and then sort of threshold, but my knees were not up for that, so and my body just wasn't. I just feel incredibly fatigued, if I'm honest, really fatigued. It feels like I'm just drained basically from everything. And yeah, so I just done a 5k. I'd done a bit more than a 5k, so I've done the Preston Park run 5k circuit, and then I'd done a loop around the cycle velodrome, and just tried to get my body back into the motion of running, because it was creaking, and it was really creaking. So yeah, and just looking ahead at getting everything schedule wise and fitting everything in is becoming really tricky at the minute. So I'm just trying to stay on top of it. And yeah, so today's cross train, it looks like it's going to just be sort of going to be a cycle around all over the shop, doing little errands and stuff, and then a visit to the park, and then back here for a shower and stuff. So anyway, it is all happening, and I've got to get to work. This week has been really hard to just fit in the training and get out. I can't blink, and it's Saturday. I've just really had to force myself out this morning. I just wanted to sleep, if I'm honest. Just wanted to lie in. I've got work to go to in Hove, and then straight after that I've got a concert at Brighton University. And I'm just flat out, and I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted. Just done a threshold, 45 minute, 15 minutes easy, 15 minutes intermediate, and 15 minutes threshold. And yeah, I think because of the rest day, my ankle was hurting a little bit first of all, and also just because I haven't been going for a run first thing in the morning recently. I've been going after work or at marathon time basically on the weekends. So just a reminder to keep doing my exercises on my ankle, hasn't totally gone away. It's nothing wrong with it really, but it hasn't totally gone away. I'd like that to be clear, but just everything is fatigued. My whole body is exhausted. And yeah, I've got another long run to get through tomorrow, and loads of things to do with moving, and then somehow I'm going to get through next week, and I believe it starts to fade a little bit, the training, before as we head into the taper down, ready for the marathon. Just very pleased. I'll be very pleased to get this week and next week, well, this next week and a half really done, basically.
Right, down on the beach, that seems to be becoming a routine. Now for my long runs. I was really hoping that longest run was going to be the end, but today is still on the schedule. It says 2 hours 45 minutes, 3 hours total, with the last 45 minutes at marathon pace. So just been to the toilet, empty my bladder, and gonna start now actually on my weekly long run. And yeah, just wanted to check in before I start, because I'm at the, like I said, I just so did not want to come out and run today. I woke up exhausted, the clocks have changed, I seem to have lost an hour as well. First thing I done when I woke up is just go and make and eat breakfast. I didn't even want it, but just get it down. We had an amazingly successful new note gig last night at the university, at the Silas Benny Theatre. Sold out crowd. It was really, really good. Atmosphere was fantastic, and that plus all the rushing around and getting ready to move, I just wanted to lie in today and just have a relaxed morning and get on with packing. But I know actually, for my mental health and stress and staying relaxed and staying happy and focused over the next week, that actually running will be hugely helpful. So I didn't really think about it on Sundays. I just got up and get on. It's basically how I've gone about this training. Just the second I decided I was going to do it, I wanted to do it as close to what's on the schedule for the Improvers plan as possible. And now I'm only a couple of weeks from the end, and I've ticked every box 100%. So don't want to break that chain. So once you get over the tipping point, the halfway point, it just becomes a lot easier to talk to myself to get out and do it. Right, anyway, I'm going to stop talking and settle down into this 3-hour run. See you at the end. That was hell. Absolute hell. I guess there's one thing I've learned from music performance is it's always good to have a bad rehearsal for the main show, and that was definitely it. I think everything's been running so smooth recently in this whole training. Today there's a massive part of me that's actually quite thankful that was so painful and so hard, because it just keeps me on my toes going forward into the final weeks, and really reminds me how important it is just to rest. I'm absolutely rushed off my feet at the minute, and it just really showed today. I ran as fast as I could at the end, but you know, it was on and off marathon pace for the last 45 minutes. And I just, literally the last half hour, from 2 hours 30 in, I was just angry. And that kept me running. So, I mean, food-wise and preparation for this long run, it's not been ideal at all. Because Friday, still running about all over the place, but I did, at least diet-wise, got that nailed. Exactly the same diet I've had last couple of weeks now. Salmon and a load of carbs and some good veggies. And then Saturday, I was constantly trying to drink as much as I could when I had my run yesterday, but I had to go straight to work far earlier than usual because I had a concert in the evening, and we had to start here at 3:30 to set up and have a pre-concert sound check and rehearsal. So although they weren't on stage till I think 7:30, I was there from 3, and that had also, thankfully, and massive thanks for Molly and supplying food. We had some lovely, really nice food last night, but it wasn't my big carb load that I have been having up to now. Every Saturday night, it wasn't as much pasta as I could just chuck down my throat. So it was lovely, but it really hasn't loaded up my carbs, and I could really feel that in that run. I could feel that missing, and just rest, just fatigue. Just fatigue. But just to talk about the concert last night. It's the reason I'm running this marathon, basically, is for Nuno. So it was a sellout gig at Brighton University. Crowd absolutely amazing. Atmosphere was infectious. It was really positive atmosphere and positive vibe, and absolutely loved it. And that's why I'm training and running in the Brighton Marathon. But with this week coming up, I'm moving house at the end of this week, and I just hope I can get my rests in well, and sleep. Obviously there's a certain amount of stress levels going up. Running really helps for that, but also, if I need sleep, I need proper recovery as well. So, looking ahead, I know this week is going to be absolutely hectic. There's a huge part of me that I'm quite pleased. The last 3 hours have been absolute pain and not pleasurable. Because I think it's really good to have that one and just get out your system before you go into an event. So just want to get through next week.